This is the Class D semifinal game between the Elizabethtown-Lewis Central School and Chazy Central Rural School. The visiting team is Chazy Central. The Eagles are coached by Ms. Tuesday Farcombe. Number 2, Alex Jeffers. Number 4, Sean Yeagerman. Number 5, Ashley Levine. Number 12, Marie Trump-Lee. Number 14, Jesse Blake. Number 20, Allie Mitchell. Number 23, Kirsten Parker. And now, the Chazy starting 5. Number 25, a junior, Whitney Wilson. Number 22, a senior, Caitlin Howley. Number 21, a sophomore, Stephanie Pepper. Number 11, a junior, Sam Levine. Number 10, a junior, Brittany Vidrow. The home team for this game is Elizabethtown-Lewis. The Lions are coached by Mr. Richard Knight and Ms. Lisa Whitman are the assistant coaches. Number 5, Chelsea Smith. Number 12, Allison Dickinson. Number 15, Jordan Randall. Number 20, Megan Sheehan. Number 21, Brittany Pigjack. Number 23, Marlene LaRose. Number 25, Val Plant. Number 32, Chelsea Marvin. And now, the Elizabethtown-Lewis starting 5. Number 4, a sophomore, Kelsey Gibson. Number 52, a sophomore, Riley Beeman. Number 10, a junior, Marley Rock. Number 11, a junior, Farrell Crownshield. Number 30, a junior, Katie Gibson. Your officials for this game, Mr. Lacey and Mr. Stahl. Mrs. Kowalowski is the official scorer. Mr. Bruce is the official timer. Mr. Gagnon is on the shot clock. Mr. Donnelly is the athletic trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem.
Hello everybody, I'm Joey Trombley and it's February 27th. It's a Tuesday night, a nice night. We're in Plattsburgh at the Fieldhouse. This is what it's all about in high school girls basketball playoffs. You want to make it to the Fieldhouse. Tonight it's a semifinal game between the Chazy Eagles and the Elizabethtown Lions. Chazy and Elizabethtown played twice this year. 2 very close games that Elizabethtown won. Both games were won by a total of 4 points. Chazy comes into this game as a slight underdog. Chazy or Elizabethtown will play the finals on Friday against an upset game earlier today where Schroon Lake beat Westport Calvin. You were filming that game. that was quite an upset for Class D girls basketball action.
Well, Schroon Lake had battled Westport twice during the season and lost 2 close games. And it's an upset, but they played Westport tough all year, and so it shouldn't be any surprise that they were able to overcome them on that third attempt, and that's what Chazy's hoping for here.
Well, you know, tonight's game can go either way. These two teams are two very, very close teams. Can go either way. Right now it's Goodrow with the ball. E-Town is kind of in a man-to-man defense. Goodrow misses the shot. And number 30, Caitlin Gibson grabs the rebound. Elizabeth comes down into this game with Riley Diamond being the top scorer for them. She averages 11.1 points a game, followed by Kelly Gibson at 9 points a game, Katie Gibson at 8.6 points a game, Kelsey Marvin, a starter, scores 3.9 points a game, and Farrell Crowninshield scores 3.2 points a game, and that looked like it was Riley Diamond scoring for Elizabethtown. Goodrow being guarded very closely by number 11, Crowninshield. She gets it over to Pepper. Pepper's looking around. E-Town's playing a man-to-man defense. Goodrow's off her hands. Looks inside to Levine. Levine takes it in, misses the shot. Diamond goes off Diamond's hands, and Gibson has the ball. Kelsey Gibson brings it up slowly for Elizabethtown. She goes to the left side over to Crowninshield. Crowninshield goes inside to number 52, Riley Diamond, pushes it back out. Chazy playing a man-to-man defense. Both teams came out man-to-man here early on here in the first quarter. 6 minutes and 40 seconds into the first quarter, and it's 2-0 Elizabethtown. Number 10, and that was Kylie Rock, has the open look. She nails the basket, and it's Elizabethtown 4, Chazy nothing. Pepper coming across, trying to run up the court, goes left side over to Whitney Wilson. Wilson pushes it back over to Pepper. Chazy spreads the floor. Pepper goes right side over to Brittany Goodrow. Goodrow looking to penetrate. She goes out to Samantha Levine. Looks over left side over to Pepper. Pepper goes into the paint, takes the shot. Pepper misses it. Rebound off Chazy. And Elizabethtown will look to increase their lead, which is currently at 4-0 at this point. Chazy's top gun is Brittany Goodrow. She scores 12.5 points a game, followed by Samantha Levine at 8.6, Stephanie Pepper at 6.4 points a game, Caitlin Halley 5.9, and Whitney Wilson 3.6. But right now it's Elizabethtown with a 4-0 lead, and they're moving the ball along very, very well. Off the backboard, and it goes into Samantha Levine's hands. She grabs the rebound, and she'll take it up herself. She's being guarded very, very closely by number 4, Kelsey Gibson. The referees are conferring. I just think it was I'm not sure what it was, Calvin.
No idea.
All right, we're back to the game here with Goodrow with the ball being guarded by Crowninshield. Goodrow goes to the paint, goes left side. She loses it over to Whitney Wilson. Wilson back to Pepper, back to Goodrow. Levine goes into the paint. She comes out. Goodrow's looking around. She does get it over to Levine. Levine guarded very closely. Ball knocked away. Inside to Pepper. Pepper takes the shot off the backboard. Pepper goes up strong. Does not get a shot. 30-second violation. Good strong defense from Elizabethtown.
Elizabethtown is playing man-to-man, but they're slacking off Wilson and number 30, whoever she may be, since you got the roster there, and I don't. Gibson.
Caitlin Gibson.
Is kind of playing in the middle of the zone.
Diamond has the ball. She pushes it out. Number 4, Gibson has it. She goes to the right side over to Rock. Shot inside. Rebound. Number 30, Caitlin Gibson gets another bucket. 6-0 Elizabethtown here. We're about halfway the mark here in the first quarter. Pepper taking the ball. Chazy's having a hard time adjusting to this court here, Calvin.
It's a little different when you're shooting at that basket that's out there in the middle of nowhere. It's a little different, but both teams are playing on it, so no advantage.
Well, travel called on Samantha Levine, and a good timeout by Tuesday Barcombe. Their team's down 6-0. They seem a little rattled here early in the early going.
Yeah, just small things happening, and you need a timeout just to get your team refocused. I'm very happy to have you on the microphone tonight, Joey. When I was coming down here listening to the radio, I heard Wiry was going to be doing the radio broadcast. I see they got your understudy, so you could keep doing it with us here.
Well, I figured I'd be doing one game or the other when I came down tonight. Actually, Wiry did call me today, and I thought it was to call the game for them, but they wanted a donation. They wanted me to advertise, which I did. Obviously, I'm going to support the Chazy program.
I saw you call Kavanaugh Realty on the list of Northeastern supporters, too, when they covered the Northeastern games.
I like to support the kids in the local schools, Calvin. That's what it's all about. We're back from the timeout, and it's number 4, Kelly Gibson with the ball. She pushes it over to Kyle Rock. There's a full court pressure defense, if you want to call it that. But it seems like Elizabethtown's taking their time getting across the center court. They do. Right side over to Gibson. It goes all the way over to Farrell Crowning-Shield, and she pushes it back to Kylie Rock. Rock goes over to Gibson. It's picked up very quickly by Caitlin Halley. She dishes inside to number 30. And Caitlin Gibson has a hot hand early here in the first quarter with 6 points.
That was an unorthodox shot, kind of a push shot, but it went in, and that's all that matters.
For two teams that are evenly matched this year, I'm surprised that's an 8-0 Elizabethtown lead this early in the game.
Things can turn around quickly, but you want to make sure it doesn't get too far out of hand, because it's tough to come back.
Well, Brittany Goodrow was taking a three-pointer. She was fouled, so she's at the line for 3 shots here, trying to get Chazy on the scoreboard. And the first shot goes in and out. She makes the second one, so Chazy's finally on the board. It gives the Chazy faithful something to cheer about, as they were shut out for 4 minutes and 30 or 14 seconds here in the first quarter. They're now on the board with the Goodrow free throw. It's 8-1 Elizabethtown. And the second one is good, and maybe that will get the jitters out of the Chazy players here, and they'll settle down and play some defense. They got the full court defense working, and Elizabethtown methodically taking their time trying to break it. And they cross the center court, and it goes over to the hot shooter, and that was Gibson, but she overthrows Crowning-Shield on the far side. Turnover Elizabethtown. The ball will come back to Chazy, and Elizabethtown will put on their own version of the full court press. Whitney Wilson gets the ball, pushes it over to Goodrow. Goodrow crosses the center court, trying to slow things up, but she's guarded very closely by Crowning-Shield. Bounces it over to Pepper. Pepper is being guarded by Marvin. Pepper looking to do something. She gets Goodrow. Goodrow will try to go baseline, bounce it to Wilson. Wilson takes a shot. She misses it. And rebound by number 4, Kelsey Gibson. Gibson will take it up by herself. She'll be picked up by Pepper at the half-court line, but she gives it up to the right side over to Rock. Rock looking around, calling a play. She goes back to Gibson. Gibson looking around. She takes it to the center court, goes back to the right side over to Rock. Rock goes inside to the hot shooting Caitlin Gibson, but she pushes it back out. The shot's up by number 10. Rebound goes to Brittany Goodrow. Goodrow grabs the Kylie Rock miss, and Goodrow goes all the way over to Pepper. Pepper down into to Wilson. Wilson stops her dribble and picks it up over to Goodrow, back to Pepper. Chazy will regroup with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Down to 10 seconds, inside to Pepper. Nice play. Misses the rebound, and the rebound goes to Caitlin Gibson and gives it up to number 10, Kylie Rock. Rock goes right side over to Crowning-Shield. Back to Rock. Ball knocked away. Pepper hustling for the ball, but Caitlin Gibson, or Kelsey Gibson, wins the battle, and she takes it up. Levine rushes back on defense and gets back to guard Gibson. They go down to, knocked away, and it should be a jump ball. It is, and the shot clock favors Elizabethtown. We have 1:54 to go, 8-2 in the first quarter. Calvin, what I noticed at the games at the Fieldhouse, they always seem to be much more low scoring than what you see in their home gymnasiums.
I've seen some low-scoring games in home gymnasiums, but the games here have been low-scoring, and I think it's getting used to that basket and, of course, the pressure of being here.
And a 30-second violation. Good defense from Chazy. They need to do something on this offensive end. They're down 8-2. They were down 8-0 earlier, and it is Pepper coming up across center court. She passes it back over to Goodrow. Goodrow's on the left side. She pushes it over to Pepper at the center. Pepper bounces it right side over to Levine. Levine looking inside, trying to hit Goodrow. She does. Goodrow pushes it back to Pepper. 12 on the shot clock. E-Town's playing their version of a good defense right now. Goodrow tried to go baseline, hits Wilson, goes inside to Pepper. Pepper out to Hallie. Hallie takes a shot, she misses, and Gibson grabs the rebound, and she pushes it over to Kelsey Gibson. She goes all the way up over to 11 inside. 11 crowning shield. Has it stolen away, but Chazy throws it away, and it goes back to Kelsey Gibson. She bounces right side of Crowning Shield. She goes inside to a foul call. They went inside to Caitlin Gibson. Good strategy for E-Town to go inside to Gibson. She has 6 points. She's a tall girl for them. Not a bad play.
Yeah, Chazy doesn't have the matchup to stop her underneath, so that's a good advantage for them.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen here in the final minute. It's E-Town ball with Crowning Shield with the ball. They have an 8-2 lead, 22 on the shot clock, 50 in the game, or in the first quarter, I should say. And Gibson goes back to number 12, Dickerson. Over to Gibson. Over to Crowning Shield. Crowning Shield to Gibson. Gibson goes all the way left side. Shots up, and Crowning Shield takes the shot. 10-2 Elizabethtown. The difference in this first quarter so far is Elizabethtown's hitting their shots. Chazy isn't. Shot clock is off. 18 seconds here in the first quarter. Chazy down 10-2. And it would have been a turnover, but it went off the hands of Caitlin Gibson. Back to Chazy. 13.2 seconds. Chazy ball underneath. Pepper to take the throw in.
Not soccer.
Yeah, I gotta get soccer out of my brain here. Hallie takes a shot, in and out. Hallie, loose ball, goes to E-Town. 5 seconds left, all the way up. Oh, what a play. Nice pass. And Riley Diamond missed the layup. First quarter comes to the end, Calvin. 10-2 Elizabethtown. A surprising first quarter, in my opinion.
Well, Elizabethtown has been playing tenacious defense. I think that's the difference in the game. And Chazy's just not thinking on their feet. You saw an example of that right at the end there, where they took that shot with enough time on the clock that Elizabethtown-Lewis was able to bring it down and take a shot after the rebound. You don't want to take a shot with that much time left when a period is coming to an end. You don't want to give that other team, if you make it, the other team gets a chance to get 2 or 3 at the other end, and if you miss it, they're going to pick up a couple points on you. And luckily for them, the Lions missed the shot.
Well, hopefully Chazy can come out of this into the second quarter and get their offensive game intact. They missed a lot of shots, and I don't know if the rim's bouncy or whatever, but boy, a lot of those shots just seem to bounce off that backboard and rim. I don't know if it's a stiff rim or what, but they just were not smooth in that first quarter.
I taped 8 games here over the weekend, and the rim on this side here seems to be smaller or something, because a lot of shots bounced off there all weekend.
So it's not my imagination.
No, you have a good imagination, but that's not the case.
All right, we're getting ready to start here into the second quarter. It will be Chazy ball. Levine will be taking the ball out for Chazy. She'll get it over to Brittany Goodrow. They need Brittany Goodrow to get a hot hand, as well as Pepper. There's a couple good scores for Chazy, and they've been kind of quiet here early in the game, or in the first quarter anyway. And in and out. You called that one, Calvin. A lot of balls are going in and out of that basket. And the rebound goes to Elizabethtown, and Gibson, Kelsey Gibson, will take it up for Elizabethtown. She's guarded by Levine. Both teams are into a man-to-man defense. And Gibson passes it into Riley Diamond. She's up, rebound by Hallie, but it's knocked away. It will go to Chazy. I wonder if Chazy should go into like a 2-3 zone or a zone to keep the bigger girls out of there for Elizabethtown.
I haven't seen E-Town this year, so you know better than I. I don't know if they have the outside shooters that would kill you on a zone. If they don't, definitely get packed in there in a zone defense and give them one shot.
Well, the difference has definitely been the big girls for Elizabethtown, the tall girls, Diamond and Gibson. On that one there, Levine hit an outside shot. It's 10-4. And Kelsey Gibson will bring it up for Elizabethtown. She goes left side over to Crowning Shield. She's guarded very closely by Pepper. She gets away from Pepper and goes to the number 12 Dickerson. Lost it for a second, but gets it back to Kelsey Gibson. Gibson tries to go underneath, but the ball makes its way to Diamond. She passes it back to Gibson, 7 on the shot clock. And a 3-point attempt is short. And Caitlin Halley played aggressive on that rebound. She won the ball, gives it up to Brittany Goodrow with 6 minutes and 30 seconds in the second quarter. And Halley goes inside to Pepper, back to Halley. Halley has a shot. She misses it. Rebound. Goes off Elizabethtown. Chazy ball. Chazy can score on this offensive possession. Cut the lead, or their deficit down to 4. They're down by 6 right now. 10-4. Pepper taking the ball inside to Halley. She was going to shoot it. Pushes it back to Levine. Over to Wilson. Goodrow at the 3-point line goes right side to Pepper. Goodrow has it. Goes over to Levine. Left side now to Halley. Inside to Pepper. And nice ball movement from Chazy. 4 or 5 passes. A bucket by Pepper. 10-6 Chazy.
That was a pretty play, and somebody from Chazy, a couple players are going to have to step up because you know they're not going to give Goodrow a look. So somebody besides Goodrow is going to score.
On the breakaway, there's that backboard. Goodrow goes up, miss, rebound. Chazy had a wonderful opportunity and a frustration foul on Levine. And that is the first foul, it looks like. But Chazy had a golden opportunity to come within 2 there.
Yep. Close it down to a 2-point game, and it didn't happen. But as I was saying, somebody's got to step it up, because if somebody else steps it up, they'll take some pressure off Goodrow and take some defense off Goodrow.
Well, we'll see if Chazy has somebody that can step up to the task. The players in mind that I'm thinking would have to be Levine or Pepper, who are shooters for Chazy. Well, good defense on Goodrow. Goodrow played tough defense to Crowning Shield, but right now Gibson has it. She goes inside to Gibson. She misses. Rebound Halley. She goes over to Levine. Good defense by Gibson, and the ball comes loose. And timeout called by Elizabethtown. We have 5 minutes and 16 seconds here left in the second quarter. Elizabethtown is leading 10-6, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're back from the timeout, and it will be Kelsey Gibson taking the ball out. She gets it over to Kylie Rock. She goes inside. Oh, a push on Whitney Wilson. She pushed Caitlin Gibson from behind before the shot. It will be underneath for Elizabethtown. That's the 3rd foul here in the first half for Chazy. And Kelsey Gibson will take the ball out. She goes out over to Crowning Shield. Outside to Kylie Rock. Over to Gibson. Rock with the ball, goes right side. Caitlin Halley made a nice anticipation play to steal the ball, but it was off her foot, out of bounds. Ball back to Elizabethtown.
Halley's looking good on the boards and on the defense right now. She's helping the cause.
She's a tough player for them. She's one of the taller players for them underneath, and she's a strong player. But right now we have Gibson. She goes over to the left side, over to Crowning Shield. Back to Gibson. Over to Kylie Rock. She goes back to Gibson. That's an NBA 3-pointer, Calvin. And the ball bounces back way out. And Crowning Shield grabs it and gives it back to Gibson. Gibson goes, and Chazy's now into what looks like a 2-3 zone now, isn't it?
3-2.
And they're challenging the Elizabethtown shooters. Goodrow has the ball. She'll take it up herself. She's being guarded closely by Farrell Crowning Shield. Goodrow crosses the center court. She bounces it over to Pepper. Pepper's picked up by 52, Riley Diamond. She gives it up over to Levine. Levine back to Pepper. She sees Goodrow. Goodrow's in the paint. Shots up, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. And the foul will be called on Farrell Crowning Shield. Goodrow can get a couple points here and get Chazy 2 points closer than where they are right now. She makes the first one. It's 10-7 Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown had scored. They haven't scored yet actually in the second quarter. It was 10-2 after 1.
You're probably right.
So Chazy's defense for at least almost 4 minutes have held Elizabethtown off the board. And Chazy has scored the 6 points so far in the second quarter. It's 10-8. And this is kind of more what I was thinking with these two teams being so close. You knew it's just a matter of time before the score got closer than that 8 or 10-0 lead that it was. But right now, number 5, Chazy Smith, is into the game. And she gets it to the right side over to Rock. Rock is called for the travel. And the ball will go back to Chazy. Levine gets the ball from Pepper. Levine dribbling up. She's going to look to cross the center court herself. She does, being guarded by number 5, Chazy Smith. But she gives it up over to Pepper. Pepper goes left side over to Levine. Levine looking for Goodrow. But she hits Wilson at the top of the key inside to Goodrow. Goodrow, nice move. Whitney Wilson, nice pass to Brittany Goodrow. We now have a tie game, 10-10, with 3 minutes and 27 seconds here in the first half. Chazy has come back from the hole that they dug early, and we have a tie game. Down in the corner, number 30, Gibson has it. Katie Gibson gives it up, number 5, into the game. Shot miss, rebound, and it's picked up by Levine. Levine stepping on the line, and turnover Chazy. Chazy faithful thought she was forced out, but the referee said no way.
There's no such thing as a force out anymore. Either it's a foul or it's out of bounds.
Well, it was out of bounds. And number 5, Chazy Smith, dribbling the ball. Chazy's in their 2-3 zone. Chazy went to the 2-3 zone, and they've kept them pretty much off the board, Calvin.
That's what they have to do. Give the Lions one shot. The Lions have been working that shot clock for some reason and running it down before taking a shot. They're deliberately look like they're deliberately trying to keep this a low-scoring game because they're running that shot clock down to single digits just about every time down the floor.
Foul called on Whitney Wilson, her second of the game. Elizabethtown underneath. There's movement. Chazy's trying to plug in the center. And Elizabethtown, the ball was loose, but they pick it up. And Kelsey Marvin has the ball, goes over to Gibson. Gibson trying to go baseline, loses it over to Hallie. Hallie bounces it over to Goodrow. Goodrow will take the ball up. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in the first half. We're in a tight game, 10-10 right now. Levine has the ball on the right side. She goes over to Pepper at the top of the key. Pepper goes into the paint, gives it up to Goodrow. Goodrow trying to drive, takes a shot. Ball knocked back to her off the glass. Hallie goes up, she misses. And the ball's tied up, and the arrow favors Elizabethtown. Gibson has the ball for Elizabethtown. She'll be picked up by Levine at the center court. She does. She's trying to drive by her, but she pushes it over to the right side, over to Chazy Smith. Chazy Smith tried to go inside to Gibson. It was knocked out by Chazy. It'll be Elizabethtown ball. We're under 2 minutes here in the first half. We're at a 10-10 ball game at the Fieldhouse on the campus of Plattsburgh State. Ball goes into Chazy Smith, over to Kelsey Gibson. Gibson with the ball. She will dribble it around, trying to find somebody, guarded by Pepper. She goes baseline, and the shot's up. They're fighting for the rebound. Number 32 takes the shot. Marvin misses it. Hallie grabs the rebound, and it looks like a frustration foul. It was a frustration foul on Kelsey Marvin, and Chazy will get the ball underneath. Full court pressure from Elizabethtown. Goodrow has the ball. She pushes it back over to Levine. Levine will take it across center court. She is being guarded by 32, Marvin. Hallie has the ball. Open look. Levine with the open look, and Chazy has the lead for the first time tonight, Calvin, 12-10.
All of a sudden, the Lions can't find the bottom of the basket, and I think running the shot clock down too much is affecting their game.
Well, now Chazy was doing well in the 2-3. Now they've gone back to the man-to-man. So what Coach Barkham's trying to do is trying to mix it up to keep them off balance, I think, by going man-to-man, then 2-3. Ball is off of Elizabethtown. Probably not a bad strategy.
Well, sometimes what a team will do is if you score, you go into one defense. If you don't, you go into another defense. So the team coming down the floor never knows exactly what they're going to run into.
And that can throw you off. You don't get into this rhythm. And some good coaching by Tuesday Barcombe here, switching the defense up for Chazy, going from a 2-3 zone to a man-to-man defense. Chazy was down earlier in the game 8-0 and 10-2, and now they're ahead 12-2. And Elizabethtown has not scored here in the second quarter, which is kind of surprising for a big game like this in the semifinals to hold a team to 0 points.
Well, E-Town has been cooperating. They've taken some shots that have been 3 feet off the mark. I think the pressure is getting to them here in the second period.
Well, we got 48 seconds left here, and the ball goes all the way out to Levine, pushes it over to Goodrow. 7 on the shot clock, 6 on the shot clock. Pepper taking the shot. Misses, rebound by Gibson. The shortest player on the court grabs the rebound. She's skied for that one. Good rebound by Gibson, 25 on the shot clock, 31 in the game clock here in the first half. Chazy with a 12-10 lead. And we're down to 17 on the shot clock. They're trying to work the shot clock down. Gibson with the ball. They're moving it around over to 12. Dickerson. Dickerson goes inside to Marvin. Ball's lost, tied up, and favors E-Town. 13.6 seconds to go here. Elizabethtown has 6 seconds on the shot clock. Dickerson being guarded closely by Levine. They do get the ball in. 12 has it. Dickerson, she lets the shot go, misses. Ball's tied up. Chazy favor. 6.8 seconds. My guess, Goodrow will take it down for the last shot.
How much time was on it in that other inbound? I thought there was about 6 seconds then. No, it was 6 on the shot clock. That's it.
And Pepper gets the shot off, hits the rim. The first half comes to an end here down at the field house. Chazy with a 12-10 lead. The first quarter ended with Elizabethtown leading 10-2. So Chazy shuts out Elizabethtown in the second quarter. Elizabethtown played tough defense, held Chazy to 2 points in the first quarter. And we have a low-scoring first half, 12-10 Chazy. Come back. And we're back here to start the second half. Elizabethtown has the ball. It is Gibson. Gibson being guarded by Levine. She goes over to the left side, over to Rock. Rock tries to go underneath into Diamond. Diamond goes up and down. It's travel. Calvin and I were talking at the break. Elizabethtown had a lot of success with the taller girls underneath. We feel they should probably be feeding the Elizabethtown girls more underneath because of their size difference. But Coach Barcombe did a nice job with splitting her defense up from the man-to-man to the 2-3 zone to stop Elizabethtown from getting comfortable with their offensive plays. Turnover Chazy, and the ball will go back to Elizabethtown with Kelsey Gibson taking the ball in over to Rock. Rock gives it back to Gibson. Gibson will be picked up by Levine as she crosses center court here. Chazy's into their man-to-man defense. They showed a 2-3 in the second quarter also. And there's a drive by number 11 stolen by Pepper. Pepper has the ball. She'll dribble up. Chazy has the numbers right now. Levine, she's baseline, but goes back out over to Goodrow. Goodrow hits Pepper at the top of the key. Pepper looks left. She's looking center. She's looking right, but she goes left over to Goodrow. Bounces it back to Pepper. And we're about a minute here into the third quarter. And Pepper with the shot, and Pepper makes the shot. And it's 14-10 Chazy. That's 12 straight points for Chazy. They've held Elizabethtown for over 9 minutes without a basket here, from not scoring in the second quarter till early here in the third quarter. And right now Gibson has the ball. She's into the paint, pushes it out over to Diamond. Diamond shoots. There's that rim that we talked about. And rebound by Goodrow. If that rim's any indication, it should favor Chazy here in the second half. Goodrow driving. She's off the glass, and she is fouled by, it looked like number 30. It is number 30. Caitlin Gibson called for the foul. Goodrow will go to the line for 2. She makes the first one. Chazy, which was down by 8 points at one time, is now ahead by 5, 15-10. And Goodrow will go to the line for her second shot. She makes the second one at 16-10 Chazy. And Kelsey Gibson will pass it over to Crowning Shield, who gives it back to Gibson. Chazy playing man-to-man. They'll probably stick with the man-to-man, Calvin, until Elizabethtown scores on them.
Yeah, if it's working, no sense in getting away from it. And this half so far it's been working.
Hands up, hands up!
Nice drive by Caitlin Gibson. And she's fouled by, I think it was Caitlin Halley. No, 25. Whitney Wilson called for the foul. And after 9 minutes and 50 seconds, Caitlin Gibson finally gets E-Town on the board again. And rebound Wilson at 16-11 Chazy. Goodrow being guarded by Gibson. Goodrow driving. She'll hit Levine over on the right side. Levine over to Pepper at the top of the key. Pepper's looking inside. Goodrow's into the paint. Shot goes up off the glass. Rebound Goodrow. She misses. Wilson is called for the travel after she got the rebound. Turnover Chazy. And Jesse Blake into the game right now. Whitney Wilson out. And Gibson will get the ball back from Kylie Rock. Kelsey Gibson being picked up by Levine. Man-to-man defense. Goodrow going for the steal. She knocks it out as Gibson tried to get to Kylie Rock, but good hustle by Brittany Goodrow. It will be Elizabethtown ball down deep in their end here. With Gibson looking for somebody, she finds Rock. Halley playing some good defense on Diamonds. Ball stolen by Pepper. Over to Levine. And Levine fouled by Kylie Rock. Probably a good foul on Rock. I think Levine would have beat her to the basket.
Yeah, neither team has many fouls, so they both got fouls to give up here.
Kylie Rock is out of the game, and Allison Dickerson just came in for Elizabethtown. Goodrow has the ball. And nice play by Levine to get it over to Pepper. Saved a turnover. Over to Goodrow. We're 20 seconds on the shot clock. And stolen, but good hustle by number 11, Crowning Shield. And she loses the ball off her legs. Turnover Elizabethtown. The ball will go over to Chazy. With Pepper taking the ball out. E-Town going to a full court press, and full timeout called by Coach Barcombe. We have 5 minutes and 10 seconds here in the third quarter. Chazy with a 16-11 lead. We'll be back after the break. We're back from the timeout. Elizabethtown will set up for full court pressure. It will be Pepper taking the ball out. Levine and Goodrow are in the backcourt. And the ball does go to Goodrow. Goodrow being guarded by Gibson. It looks like a pick coming on. Nice pick set by Halley. Ball goes back to Halley. She'll give it back up to Goodrow. Goodrow goes right side over to Pepper. Chazy's moving around on the offensive end. It gets over to Levine. We're 14 seconds on the shot clock. Elizabethtown playing a tough man-to-man defense. Over to Pepper on the baseline. Out to Halley. Halley off the backboard. And it's 18-11 Chazy. 4 minutes and 40 seconds here to go in the third quarter. Chazy with a 7-point lead. They were down to 8 at one time in the first half. Nice move by Gibson. Out over to 11 Crowning Shield. Inside off the hands of Diamond on a hard pass from Gibson. Ball will go to Chazy. And number 25, Valerie Plant coming into the game, and Riley Diamond going down. Full court pressure, and Levine gets the ball. She gets it in over to Halley, back over to Goodrow. Chazy is breaking the press from Elizabethtown rather easily. It's Goodrow with the ball. She goes left side over to Pepper. Pepper inside to Levine. Levine with the shot, rebound. Lost by Goodrow, picked up by Elizabethtown. Gibson has the ball. She is the playmaker for the Chazy or the Elizabethtown Lions. She goes left side over to Dickerson. Elizabethtown just standing around. And number 25, Plant, who just came in the game, got the ball, but she gives it back quickly to Dickerson. Dickerson tried to go inside to Crowning Shield, but good defense from Chazy. She throws the ball away.
That was an NBA pass. It had to be at least 7 feet to catch that one.
And even then, there was no guarantee they would have got that one. Hallie gets to throw in, or the pass in from, she's going all the way. She tries to hit Blake, and she throws the ball away. Hallie throws the ball away, ball back to Elizabethtown. Again, Chazy, 12 minutes and 18 seconds, they've held Elizabethtown to 1 point.
A lot of game left, though, Joe.
Oh, Calvin, you know that very, very well. Basketball is a game of streaks, and Chazy's been on one, and you know it's probably just a matter of time how evenly matched these two teams are, that Elizabethtown will get a streak of their own here. But the foul is called on Levine.
If you're on the Chazy side, what you have to look at is Lions have been scoreless all this time, virtually scoreless, and we've only got a 7-point lead. That's not good.
Well, that is true, but keep in mind they were down 10-2, so they've outscored them 15-1, so that's not too bad. Just a little Chazy green favoritism there, I guess, Calvin, but you have to look at that. It has definitely been a domination from Chazy overall to outscore somebody 15-1 over the last 12 minutes. But like I say, it's a game of streaks, so you don't know what's going to happen. But there's a shot up. Rebound goes way out to Levine. She'll slow it up and gets it over to Goodrow. Goodrow goes down to Pepper. Pepper's wide open. She goes inside to Hallie. Hallie threw the ball up off the backboard and rebound by number 12, Dickerson. She gives it back to the playmaker, Gibson, and that's Kelsey Gibson. She crosses center court, goes left side over to Dickerson. She's guarded very closely by Brittany Goodrow, and the ball is knocked away. Gibson recovers. She gets by Levine. She goes down to the right side over to Plant, goes back to Gibson, NBA three-pointer. Rebound falls into the hands of Pepper, who gives it up over to Goodrow. Goodrow's the playmaker for Chazy. She crosses center court. 23 seconds on the shot clock. She stopped her dribble. She needs help. Bounces it over to Levine on the right-hand side. Levine looking to drive. She posts up, takes the shot. Levine makes the bucket. It's 20-11 Chazy with 2 minutes and 22 seconds here in the third quarter. Chazy with the biggest lead of the night, 20-11 here in the third quarter. Gibson with the ball. Gibson gets the ball out to number 11. Crowning Shield back to Gibson. Chazy playing a tough man-to-man. They've been in the man-to-man the whole quarter, and why not? Chazy or Elizabethtown has not scored on it. And good defense by Blake. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and it'll be a 30-second violation. A good, solid defense from Chazy.
Well, I would assume at the half, Elizabethtown-Lewis went over the Chazy zone defense and came out here looking to break that zone defense. And with Chazy going back to the man-to-man, probably they wasted their entire halftime.
Well, Coach Ratliff is disgusted with what he's seeing. He's doing a wholesale change, and he's got to try something because the starters just haven't been getting the job done.
They're all kind of cold at the same time, and I think the pressure is getting to them. And once the things start going wrong, they can just mushroom.
Well, into the game is Pajak is into the game, and rebound by number 30, Gibson. She gives it to the Kelsey Gibson. Inside to the hands of 23. Well, Marlene LaRose, she lost it. Goodrow has the ball, gives it back to Hallie, and here comes Goodrow. Goodrow goes over to Pepper. Pepper over to Goodrow. She goes left side over to Pepper, or Levine. Levine gives it to Blake off the glass, and Caitlin Hallie gets the rebound, and Chazy has doubled the score, 22-11, with 1:10 to go here, and off the hands, and Chazy, or Elizabethtown, looks like they're getting rattled here as the time's come to a close here in the third.
They're all pressing, pushing, they're just trying to get it all done at once. They're trying to get back those 11 points all in one trip down the floor.
Calvin, I see a lot of basketball games with you, and I don't remember seeing one team score 1 point in 2 quarters. That's just unheard of in high school basketball. And a foul underneath, and Levine will go to the line for 2.
Yes, you just have to wonder when the Lions start scoring if the dam will open up and they'll start putting everything in. So you can't get comfortable out there.
No, not at all. But early in the first half, the first 4 minutes, they were unconscious with their shots. They were hitting everything they threw up there, and they've just gone cold for, well, really almost 2.5 quarters, because they scored like 6 or 8 points in the first 4 minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, and Chazy with only 22 here with 55 to go in the third. They're a low-scoring team right now too, so they got to be grateful that they got the lead.
Yeah, I mean, they aren't tearing it up by any stretch of the imagination, but they do have an 11-point lead. Pepper has the ball over to Goodrow, 25 on the shot clock. Goodrow lets the shot go, and rebound from Gibson, and she throws the ball away. And I mean, Elizabethtown just looks rattled right now.
They're all pressing. They're in a panic mode right now, and they could come out here tomorrow and look entirely different. But it'd be tough for them to turn this around right now. Good things have to happen to them before they can start turning it around.
Well, shot missed by Hallie, and Levine misses the shot. Rebound by Gibson. She gives it up to Kelsey Gibson. 23 seconds. Gibson, nice pass, but good defensive play by Jesse Blake, knocking the ball away. And 20.4 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Chazy looking to keep Elizabethtown only to 1 point here in the third quarter. And the ball goes out to number 15, Glenda. She pushes it back to Gibson. There's a three-pointer. And off the backboard, there's a three-pointer. It's 22-14. They're going to, I would assume, play for this last shot. It is Goodrow. She pushes it all the way up to Blake. Blake over to Hallie. Nice pass. Hallie up again. Oh, Hallie had a perfect opportunity, missed it. Third quarter comes to an end. Chazy with a 22-14 lead. We'll be back after the break. We're back here to start the fourth quarter. Chazy with an 8-point lead, 22-14. The winner of this game will make it to the finals against Schroon Lake Friday at 3 o'clock. And that would be March 2nd. And Goodrow goes to the line for two. She drove to the basket. And the foul is by number 10, Kylie Rock. Goodrow's been hot from the foul line tonight, Calvin. She's probably missed one shot that I've seen all night. She has a good steady hand at the foul line. She makes the first end of the two-shot foul. And she makes the second one. Chazy is up 24-14. Gibson has the ball. And Chazy will stay in their man-to-man defense. It worked well for him in the third quarter.
Hands up, Green.
And Crowning Shield trying to get by Pepper. She pushes it inside to Diamond. Out to number 10. And Rock makes the shot. 24-16. It's Goodrow with the ball. Back over to Pepper. Pepper coming down. She's calling the play. Right side over to Goodrow. Over to Levine. Pepper moving around very well on the offensive end. Off the backboard, Levine to Pepper. Pepper in the paint, makes the bucket. 26-16 Chazy. Gibson with the ball being picked up by Levine. Levine picked up a tough foul there. She deserved that foul, actually. It was a hard foul. You hate to see a foul that far out from the basket.
Unless you got a good chance to steal it, there's just a wasted foul.
That's the third foul on Levine. And you don't want to get her in foul trouble. She's one of their playmakers. Ball goes off the hands of the E-Town player number 11, Crowning Shield, and over to Wilson. Wilson bounces it in to Pepper, knocked away. Pepper will take the ball out. Chazy with a 10-point lead with 6 minutes and 49 seconds to go here at the Fieldhouse. Hallie with the ball, pushes it out to Levine, out to Goodrow. Goodrow takes the three-pointer, misses it, rebound Hallie. She shoots it up and misses, and rebound by 52 Diamond. E-Town running the court. Ball back over to, it is Gibson. Gibson gets it over to Dickerson, and she goes left side over to Crowning Shield. Back to Dickerson. Dickerson goes over to Crowning Shield. Ball knocked away, but goes in the hands of Gibson. She's trying to make something happen. She has the open look. and she misses. It goes into the hands of Pepper. Pepper with the ball, looks to slow it up. She gives it over to Goodrow. Goodrow, the playmaker, will take it across center court herself, being guarded closely by Crowninshield. She gets by Crowninshield over to Levine, back over to Goodrow. Goodrow drives into the paint, and the foul will be on Gibson. Goodrow will go to the line for 2 more.
Foul, Elizabethtown-Lewis, Kelsey Gibson, her first, Stephen Smith.
Goodrow hits again, very solid on the foul line, Calvin.
Well, she's the one that the defense keys on, so she's got to hit from that foul line. Otherwise, they can just foul her all night.
She makes 2 more. She has been very, very hot from the foul line. Brittany Goodrow increases the biggest lead of the night for Chazy, 28-16, with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds. It will go to Elizabethtown. Gibson will take it out on the far side, and she gets it in over to number 30. Turnaround shot, misses. Rebound, Halley gives it up to Goodrow. Goodrow picked up by Crowninshield. Over to Whitney Wilson. She gives it back over to Goodrow. Goodrow with the ball. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Pepper with the ball. And she gets Whitney Wilson. Wilson goes inside over to Levine, knocked away. Halley takes a shot. She misses. Rebound, Wilson. Over to Halley in the paint. Halley takes a shot. She doesn't get the roll. Ball knocked out of bounds. It will go to Chazy. Coach Ratliff looks disgusted on the sidelines over there for Elizabethtown. Nothing's going their way right now. And it is Pepper taking the ball out underneath. They want a full shot clock here. 30-second shot clock. Chazy has a full 30-second clock. Goodrow has the ball. Pushes it over to Pepper. Pepper back to Goodrow. Over to Levine. Levine into the paint. She drives. Levine misses. Rebound. Off of E-Town. And back to Chazy. A new 30-second clock. Out to Wilson. She pushes it back over to Levine. Over to Goodrow. Goodrow goes over to Pepper on the left side. She goes into the paint. Takes a shot. She misses. And it will be tied up. Good hustle from both teams. And the clock favors, the shot clock favors the, or the arrow I should say, favors Elizabethtown. They'll get the ball. 4 minutes and 54 seconds here in the fourth quarter. Chazy with a 28-16 lead here at the field house at the campus of Plattsburgh State. Gibson with the ball. Ball knocked away by Pepper. She pushes it over to Levine. Levine trying to go up. Ooh, a hard foul. Levine will go down. I don't think it's a shooting foul. Ball will go underneath. Foul on Dickerson. She's out of the game. Kylie Rock into the game. Pepper will take the ball out for Chazy. Out to Goodrow, over to Levine, out to Pepper. Pepper back to Levine. Over to Pepper. Wilson cuts through the paint, but it goes over to Levine, over to Goodrow. 21 seconds. Chazy's playing the clock. The clock is definitely in their favor. Halley has the ball in the paint, over to Wilson. Wilson trying to bounce it. Good hustle by Wilson, saves it over to Levine. Levine over to Wilson. Wilson back to Levine, 4 on the shot clock. Levine works the shot clock down baseline. Levine makes the bucket, 30-16. We're at the 4-minute mark. Calvin, I'm kind of liking Chazy's chances at this point.
With just about half a period to go, Elizabethtown-Lewis is going to have to get awfully hot to overcome this lead.
Well, they've only scored 6 points in the last 2.5 quarters, so you got to like Chazy's chances here, making it to the finals against Groom Lake. Quite frankly, I think coming into tonight, everybody was expecting a Westport Elizabethtown Cup final on Friday, and it looks like it might be a Chazy Groom Lake final.
Yep, they could have played underneath the overpass there at the exit right between the two communities, but it isn't going to look that way now.
Well, that's why you play the games. You have the teams that are favored coming in, but you play the games. But like you said, Calvin, if Chazy wins this game, they're just really two mild upsets, Groom Lake and Chazy.
Both of those teams had tough games against the favored team during the season, and it's always tough to beat a team that you're close to 3 times in a season.
We know that all too well in Chazy. Of course, we're referring to the soccer, where we beat Elizabethtown twice, and we lost to them that 3rd time in the playoffs when it mattered.
That's right, and it happens every year, and it happens to a lot of teams every year.
Nice rebound by Hallie, and Chazy's got 28 seconds. They're going to slow things down. The shot clock's in their favor. Goodrow has the ball. They're up by 14. Let's not get careless here. They give it over to Levine. Levine back over to Pepper. Pepper wisely takes it out. She's got 12 seconds on the shot clock. Goodrow has it. Now she'll go into the paint. Knocked away. Hallie has the look. She misses. A rebound by number 30, Gibson. And the ball knocked out. E-Town ball. And 21's in the game, Pajak. She gives it up over to Kylie Rock. Rock into the game, she gives it over to Marvin. Marvin's into the paint, she pushes it back out. And there's a long shot by number 52, Riley Diamond. Ball's tied up, and arrow favors. Oh, we thought jump ball, but Lacey saw it the other way, and he calls a foul. And ball underneath for Elizabethtown. And Coach Barcomb's calling a timeout. She's calling a full timeout. I think she just wants to let her team let that call go away. We got a 14-point lead with under 2 minutes to go.
The Lions would have to play perfect basketball to score 14 within 2 minutes and hold Chazy scoreless. So it can happen, but at this point, if you're a Lions fan, you're going to have to say wait till next year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen in the sports world, but I'm liking Chazy's chances at this point. And playing Schroon Lake and Chazy had 2 tough games this year. Chazy lost to them down there by a point, and then they beat them in Chazy by, I don't know, under 10, I think. So that game can go either way come Friday.
And it'll be the 20th anniversary of the battle that Schroon Lake and Chazy had back in 1987, with the Hanchett sisters playing for Schroon Lake, and the Chazy led by people like Audra Masder and Laurie Lefebvre and a whole bunch of others that are available on Hometown Cable. Anybody wants to watch that game, give me a call.
Now, what year was that, Calvin?
1987.
1987. And Chazy prevailed that day, 41-28. It was a great day for Chazy basketball back then. We're back from the timeout. And Diamond has the shot. She's short. Into number 30. Gibson makes the bucket. It's 30-18. Goodrow gives it over to Pepper. Pepper right side over to Levine. They need to work the shot clock. It's in their favor. Pepper has the ball. Just keep moving the ball around. Even if they did 30-second violations, they'd be better off doing that. Levine with the ball.
The Lions aren't fouling.
Yeah, I don't get it. They got...
The only thing I can see is they figure the game's over.
Must be. Goodrow's in the paint. She misses. Rebound Hallie goes back out to Levine. Over to Pepper. And Pepper is rejected by Gibson. And he's got Smith and Gibson coming back into the game. 28 on the shot clock. Over to Hallie. Wisely gives it over to Goodrow. Goodrow way over to Pepper. Back to Levine. Over to Goodrow. Good discipline for Chazy here at the end of the game. Not getting crazy. A minute to go into the game now. A 12-point lead. Calvin, looks like Chazy's going to the finals.
It sure looks that way, Joey. It's a mild upset, as you said, and we've seen the top 2 rated teams defeated tonight.
Well, Goodrow put the nail on the coffin on that shot. 3-pointer. It's 33-18. And just a phenomenal last 3 quarters for Chazy. They were down 10-2 after 1 and have outscored them 31-8, which is pretty impressive.
It's impressive in any league.
So Chazy's making it to the big dance come Friday. It's what all these local teams strive for, to make it to the big campus of Plattsburgh State on this beautiful court inside the field house. And when you make it here, you've hit it pretty well that year. You've had a pretty good season.
That's right. It's always nice to get here, even for a semifinal. But if you get here and play in the championship, win or lose, it's a great experience. It's like kind of like going to the World Series or the Super Bowl, I guess. But you always want to be the one that comes away in that final one with the victory.
Well, there's nothing like Championship Friday for the girls basketball and Championship Saturday for the boys basketball, and hopefully Chazy can beat Westport in the boys action tomorrow night. Of course, this game will not have played by then, but if Chazy boys can win that, they'll make it to Championship Saturday, and who knows what can happen. Maybe we'll have a Chazy boys and girls basketball champion this year.
To all of our viewers in Westport, Joey's on the school board, so that's why he says we when he says Chazy. But Hometown Cable is always neutral.
Yeah, what I say is not the reflection of Hometown Cable, but I try to be unbiased as well as I can be. But I am on the Chazy School Board. I do live in the town of Chazy.
Your young ones go to Chazy.
My young ones go to Chazy. But so if I come across as I favor Chazy, I guess that would be the reason why. But Hometown Cable is impartial. Calvin does not show any partiality off camera. He's impartial. We call him Impartial Calvin, actually.
We've got some new players out there, Joey.
Yeah, we do.
Tell us who's out there. Go on.
When I see some numbers here, I will. Goodrow is just incredible at the foul line tonight. But you have number 15, Glenda is in the game for E-Town. You have Smith into the game. We've heard her name already.
You got Jeffords out there. Come on, you got Chazy people.
Well, I get to them too. You got Jeffords. You got Mitchell out there. You got Parker out there. Levine out there.
Number 4. Who's number 4? $10, Joey. Parker Chevrolet.
And Kirsten Parker, daughter of Tim Parker, Parker Chevrolet, is out in the game right now.
Where is Parker Chevrolet anyway?
Parker Chevrolet's in Champlain. And yes, we don't want to forget Shoshana Yeagerman. She's made it out on the court for Chazy. She has the ball right now with 18 seconds to go. And Chazy with a 17-point lead will make it to Championship Friday here at the Fieldhouse against Scroon Lake. And the bucket's made. It's 35-20. Yeagerman gets the ball in over to Mitchell. Mitchell with the ball has it knocked away. 2.6 seconds to go. Yeagerman with the ball gets it over to Jeffords. And Chazy will make it to Championship Friday. You know, in the first quarter, Calvin, I'm telling you, I'm surprised that E-Town has such a big lead, and yet the game ends and Chazy wins by 15, which is surprising for two teams that were so close during the regular season.
The Lions offense just plain shut down, and it's got to be frustrating as heck for the coach when nothing seems to go in. And of course, big thing Chazy had was having the lead and then giving Elizabethtown-Lewis that other basket to shoot at.
Yeah, you pick up on that very easily here. The basket over here to our left seems to be a little more forgiving than this basket here.
Thanks for advertising, Joey.
No problem, no problem.
Is this payola?
No, it's for the cable company.
Oh, okay.
Are you making a donation?
Giving it to your boss.
Okay.
Donation.
All right. Now, what do you want on there, Tim?
Tim Parker is trying to get on the line here.
Oh, okay.
Just made a donation.
Doesn't even want his name on the screen. Just wants to.
It's Tim Parker, Parker Chevrolet.
Who's
Holding his grandson, Chevy.
Chevy. Well, his daughter was debating between a Ford or a Chevy, but they elected with the name Chevy. And there's a proud Tim Parker right there with his grandson. And he gave Calvin $10 to make sure we got this on film. And Calvin will make another $15. He'll sell him a CD of this game too. So
Perfect.
Hometown Cable's going to make all kinds of money on this game.
That's right.
Did a good job.
What does it cost to get a picture of your baby in the Press Republican? Probably $15, $20, right?
Exactly. I think the price just went up. It's $20 for you, Mr. Parker. Well, here we are in the field house. As Calvin would like to say, that's the way it was in beautiful downtown Plattsburgh. Chazy wins tonight's game against Elizabethtown 35-20, and Chazy will move on to Championship Friday at 3 o'clock against Scroon Lake, and it should be a fun game for both teams. And that's the way it was. We're signing off right now.